Okay, welcome to Nostos Strength and Conditioning, the home of the Nostos S&C podcast for the final episode of Series 1. I have to start this off with the biggest thank you to everyone who has bothered to listen, to watch, to comment, give me feedback, good or bad. I very much appreciate it. I didn't start this podcast for money or ego. I mean, the opportunity presented itself and I saw it as a way to further shed light on some people who are doing some great things and have some interesting stories. And I hope it's done that, and long may it continue into Series 2. So I have to thank the guests I've had on. Philip Gonsalves, Joe McElhill, Is Curdy, Devin Powell, Louis Smithson, Kit Knox, Tony Newman and Sean Hill. Thank you all, and please don't think I haven't noticed that to date I have had exactly 0 females on this podcast. That was not intentional. That's just the way it's gone. So on that note, shouts out to all the strong females in my life, like my beautiful fiance Alex, who supports me in every way, without which I couldn't do and be all that I am. My mum, my sister, my cousin Bella, one of my best friends in the world, Christy Holloway, lighting up the world in her own amazing way. Lisa Aspin, Kirsty Sheridan, I appreciate you all very much. I have many strong, loyal female clients. I thank you all for your continued support. And finally, the ladies of Nostos MMA in Somersworth, New Hampshire. Shouts out to you. You inspire me every day. Carolyn, Jen Scogland. You all mean more than you'll ever know. So before I move on to answering a couple of questions, I want to officially announce that Nostos Strength and Conditioning is very close to completing our move, our relocation to the new premises, which is just by Hatton Cross. It is on the Heathrow Estate, Silver Jubilee Way. I'll share more information on that very, very soon. And I'll have an opening date for you, like I say, in the very near future. But rest assured it's coming, and when it does, trust me, we will change the game again. Okay, so I've taken a few questions from Instagram that I'll now answer for you as honest as I can, much like we did in the first episode. So question 1, how's your life going? Are you where you thought you'd be? Okay. I'd have to say it's going very, very well, professionally speaking. Not everyone gets to own and run their own place. It was always a dream of mine. I opened this place when I was 25, which I think will sink in a little bit more potentially when I'm a little bit older, because I feel like I was quite young. Was I ready? Was I not? Who knows? I'm still here. So am I where I thought I'd be? I guess they mean at this age. So I'm where I've planned to be. I'm where I've tried to be. I do my best every day to push forward, improve. So probably hard to say, am I where I thought I'd be, because I'm sure at different points in my life you think different things at different times. But to be on the brink of getting married and living in my own house, and again, professionally speaking, I don't think I could ask for much more. I'm very, very privileged, and try and work hard every day to have that continue. I guess I'll say I'm never truly satisfied. So let's say I'm not where I want to be, but at least I'm not where I used to be. Let's leave it there. How do you make it look so easy? What's your typical day, week? Okay, appreciate you thinking that I make things look easy. I guess the day-to-day grind or running a place or whatever that exactly means. It certainly isn't easy if I make it look that way. Don't believe what you see on the surface. I'm sure we could have a conversation about it, and I'll give some real deep input. But it's not easy. It's not easy for anyone, even if it does look easy. Everyone is dealing with things that you probably don't know about, things from the past, things that are going on. But I certainly try and take everything and keep perspective. Things can always be worse. Things can always be sometimes a lot better, especially if you're going through a real trial in time. But from experience, you always come out the other side of those trying times, as long as you remain present, as long as you remain honest with yourself, and just try and look in the mirror every day. I always say start looking in the mirror, stop looking out the window, because chances are whatever you need to find to get through this situation is buried deep within you. So look inside and find that, and you'll find it a lot easier to deal with, and you'll become stronger and learn and deal with things better the next time. So a typical day for me would be waking up, coming in. I'll generally have a couple of early morning sessions. I'll eat breakfast. I'll then go into doing some admin, what I'll call it. I'll write some session plans, and then that'll probably take me to around lunchtime. I run a lunchtime session, like a HIIT class. Then I'll have a little snack before I go and train. I usually take the afternoons to train from around 2 till 4. Come back, I'll have lunch, I'll shower, the other way around. Then I'll start my evenings around 5 o'clock class. Then I'll do PT usually from any time until about 7, 8, 9 p.m. Go home, have dinner, relax a little bit at home, get myself to bed and wake up and repeat the process. My week, training week, I'm asked about here, what's your typical training week? So currently it's quite up there. So I tend to usually do a CrossFit class on a Monday. Tuesday I do a 1-to-1 pad work session with Joe Hughes at the Backstreet Dojo. Then in the evening I'll either do football, CrossFit, or I'll just go to the gym, Buzz Gym in Slough. Wednesday I train with Philip Gonsalves. I do a 1-to-1, usually working on chest and back, just because I feel that's a weakness for me, so we work on that. Thursday I will do usually Buzz Gym in the afternoon, then I'll probably go to CrossFit in the evening, if not football. Friday will be a straight weight session at Buzz. Saturday will be football, and Sunday, more often than not, is a rest day, unless I'm playing football. So sometimes it can be really full on, but I try and take my rest where I can get it, which is very important. But of course I've built up to doing sort of 5, 6, 7 days a week. So please don't think that someone who's not going to the gym thinks they need to just burst in and do 7 days a week, because you don't. Twice a week, coming off the couch is more than enough. Build it up. What 3 things do you think of most each day? Currently, definitely the first 2 that come to mind is the premises move, is the new gym, is keeping things in check for that, getting that going. The other would be the wedding that's coming up very soon. And probably a staple of my day is my session or sessions, my training session, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, what time, how I'm going to feel, what I'm going to put where, how it works. So I'd say those 3 things. What's the longest plane trip you have taken? I guess Los Angeles must have been between 10 and 12 hours. Maybe Mexico when I was a little bit younger. But all hail the United States. Let's say LA. If you could do or be anything in this world, what would it be? My immediate reaction to that question is, why can't you do or be anything in this world? What's stopping you from doing and being everything that you want to be? Because I do feel like that is what I'm doing. I've always wanted to own and run a gym, and that's what I'm doing. I've always wanted to be happy, and I've wanted to have a house and have a family and be married, and so that's what I'm doing. I think the question there is why. What's stopping you from doing those things? I guess if there's like a dream job outside of this I could do, probably be something to do with shark conservation. Like I've said in the past, they fascinate me a lot. So if I could work with them somehow, some way, if I was going to live a different life, that's probably where it would be. Do I have a morning routine? Yes, I guess so. Wake up, the alarm goes off. I don't snooze it ever. I'll wake up. I'll go to the toilet usually. I'll weigh myself, brush my teeth, get dressed, pack my bag for the day, and leave for work. Your views on obesity in the UK and how it can be prevented. Do you feel it's just idleness? Obesity is a big word. Many things can attribute to causes of obesity. It's not necessarily... the primary reason for someone to be overweight / obese is going to be overconsumption of calories and under output of calories. However, obesity has so many strands that come off it. I wouldn't necessarily want to tar them all with the same brush. I certainly don't think it's idleness. I think that's a little bit ignorant to say that. I think a lot of people don't know and don't understand, and we live in a world of media and we live in a world of commercials, and we are often sold things we don't need. We are often told we need things that we don't need. Almost every diet out there, for example, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, they all cover and all offer you a calorie deficit repackaged in a shiny new box and call it something different, and it's not. It is simply that. So I feel like a lot of misinformation is given. The reason for someone who is out of shape or overweight realistically will boil down to their overconsumption of calories, yes. But the word obesity for me, I don't want to go too near it, because I'm sure that affects some people, and there will be other factors, hormonal factors, medication, things like this. So I don't think it's strictly idleness. There are plenty of lazy people who are overweight, and deep down they know that. But there are also plenty of people being affected by certain conditions that potentially that they can't help as much. Finally, the best bit of advice for uni. I wasn't the most academic at the best of times. It's a miracle that I passed that my course as it was. I really kept myself to myself. I didn't go to freshers. I didn't go out. I didn't go away from home. I didn't want to deal with I found it to be very fake, in the sense that if I went off to Leeds, I'd be in a position where none of my friends or family were here, so I would have to make friends. So I would have people talk to me, and I'd be as polite as possible, but it wasn't organic, and it wasn't fresh, and it wasn't a friendship born out of common goals and common themes. It was simply the case that they kind of really needed to make a friend. So I actually had a good mate of mine, shout out to Big Danny Aldo from Fitness Space Epsom, for sticking by me at uni, because I met him at college, and he was literally one of my only pals at uni. I think I might have met a couple of people in my philosophy class, funnily enough. But that was about it. But the best advice for you, just get your head down, get it done, find your why, because I was there studying a sports science degree, thinking I might go into the fire service, and at that point I didn't know. I was sat in a lesson talking about the ins and outs of a bicep, thinking, why on earth am I going to need this if I'm going into the fire service? And then after some deliberation, I even spoke to the counsellor there and said I want to drop out during my second year, which I failed. And then once I delved around a little bit, found strength and conditioning and resonated with it, it really gave me a why, and everything I began learning therefore gave me a reason to be there. It made me hungry. It made me want to learn. So if you haven't found something you want to learn for, then you need to find that. That's what I would say. Okay, those are all the questions. So that's a wrap on that. I thank you for those questions, and for your feedback again. The support is not unnoticed. Shouts out to my boy Pete from the Saturday Tea Club. Get up. And my guitar man Adam for listening every week. I appreciate you and everyone. So we're done with series 1. I've got the very small matter of a wedding and a gym relocation coming up. So I'm hoping to bring you guys series 2 later this year of 2020. So if you want to be involved in that, hit me up. But for now, look after yourselves, look after each other, and I will catch you down the road.